Hello,
Hey guys,
Lamont and Jeana here.
Lamont and Jeana live. Which camera are we on? We got two cameras. Top camera. Lamont and Jeana live.
Lamont and Jeana live. How are
Coming
you?
to you again. Lamont, Jeana, and Paisley live. Apparently, so
Hi, Paisley.
coming to you again. Another podcast.
Yeah. What number?
Blogcast. This is our second one.
Second one. Paisley loves the podcast. You see how she is? She's like, yes, I love it. Let me go see Daddy.
Clearly. Wait, why do you have the ears on? What's up with the ears?
Oh, well, today was our granddaughter's birthday party. She turned 2, Nayeli. Well, it was a fun party. And of course, mini theme. That's why I got the ears on. And I don't know. I thought it was fun.
It was, you know, but she's 2. Is a party for us, or is it? Because she'll never, in her entire lifetime, will she ever remember anything that happened. Okay. So, like, is it for us, or is it for the 2-year-old, or because we get caught up in that stuff?
I think it's really for us, for us parents.
I think
we go all out for the kids. Even, I mean, we start out at a young age having birthday party. Like Manny had a birthday party like every other year. Every other year, Manny had a birthday party.
But that's a good. Like, when is it too much? You know, I see parents. You see parents on social media, and they spend tens of thousands of dollars on parties, on proms, on quinceañeras and sweet 16s. And, like, when does it become too much? Like,
I don't know. Like, I mean, I think a couple of things go into factor.
Okay.
Like, as a young kid, when they're like 5, 8, 10 or whatever, you probably don't need to spend a lot. You know, I'm sure, but as parents do, but you probably don't need to spend a lot. Now, proms nowadays is ridiculous. Prom dresses are in the thousands because they get them custom made. Same thing with the guy. I don't feel like guys really rent the tuxedo or anything. They get them custom made. I don't think they rent anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to a prom in 4 years.
And they spend thousands of dollars. And my thing is, how many times are you going to wear that? First of all, it's custom. So for the guy, you're never going to wear that again. For the girls, most girls are like, they already see me in this dress. I took pictures in it, everything. I'm not going to wear it again.
Probably not.
So you just spend thousands of dollars to wear for one night.
Yeah.
But there's some parents that might say, listen, I got a good kid. They get straight A's. They're on an honor roll. They do this. They got a job. They do that. I don't have any problems with them. So I don't mind spending the money because I have it. It's not going to hurt me. And I want to make them happy.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know what the answer to that is. But, you know, I do see parents that, you know, several of our friends, and this is certainly no knock on them, but several of our friends have bought cars for their kids after they graduated.
Yeah.
You know, one of our close friends, he has twins.
Yeah.
And he bought his twins 2 cars. I mean, obviously, you know, they're twins. They both
deserve a car. You can't just get one.
You can't just get one.
We have 2 friends that has a set of twins that they both
got cars.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen. That wouldn't have happened in our house. If there was twins, I would imagine my mom would have said, listen,
you're going to share that car.
Lamont, you have it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and what's the girl's name? Ramont. You have it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I don't know.
Maybe times have changed. I think, you know, nowadays, maybe, you know, parents are in a better financial situation. Maybe, you know, these parents that are our friends, they said when they became parents, listen, I'm going to make sure I take care of my kids. I'm going to put money away now for college, for this, for the prom. We know how expensive your senior year could be, right, guys? Remember your senior year. How expensive was that? You had the school trip.
Class trips.
You had senior pictures.
Yeah.
We used to get rings. Varsity jackets. I don't know if they
don't do any of that anymore.
Yearbooks we used to get. And, you know, it costs money. And I think if you're smart, you say, listen, I'm going to put all this money to the side so when my kid gets
Well, I had a job. And I'm glad I did because my my girlfriend in high school was a year behind me. So I did senior prom, junior prom, senior dance, junior dance, and then all of the things that come your senior year. And then the following year when she graduated, I had to do everything again.
Well, how much money did you spend on
prom? I can't imagine.
Your senior prom.
My senior,
if you had to guess.
I mean, tuxedo rentals back then was what, $75, $100? I don't know.
Corsage.
You know, $20 probably at the time.
You
I
had
mean,
the
because
rent
I graduated a
shoes.
long time ago.
You had the
so
rent shoes.
I don't know if I rented shoes or if I had my own shoes because, you know, I had my own wardrobe going on.
I have a good question for you. What kind of car did you go in?
Very good question. And you know what? The unique thing about my high school prom is that we took a bus. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but
but tell them where your high school
they
prom
chartered
was.
a bus, and our high school prom was at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. So we didn't mind riding on the bus because it was at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. And for those of you who don't know what the Waldorf Astoria is, Google it.
Yeah,
you know,
you would be impressed. But today, a lot of kids are renting luxury cars to go to the prom, and that's why I asked, how did you get to the prom?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even then, I don't think, you know, when I went to my high school sweetheart's senior prom, I drove my mom's car.
Right.
You know, there wasn't no, oh, we should get a limo. And my mom's car was fine. I drove my mom's car. Good friend of mine, Keith, we were in college together. Right. His date was in high school. My date was in high school. He drove his mom's car. I drove my mom's car. And, you know, we that's what we did. We didn't, I paid for my own prom. You know, I
just think times might have changed.
Maybe they have.
I think that parents, I'm just hoping, this is what I'm going to say. I'm hoping if you're spending this much money on your kid's prom, if you're spending thousands of dollars on a prom dress, on a customized suit, on a luxury car for the night, whatever it is, I hope that you're not taking a loan out. I hope you're not paying your rent or not paying your light bill, so that you can do these things for your kids, because that's really not teaching them the correct way.
You know, 100% that's what's happening.
However, if you have the money and you have put it aside to plan for this time in their life, they're not going to appreciate that.
I mean, listen, Enterprise Rental Car has a luxury car division. In June, they're completely booked because people are renting Porsches and Mercedes, the G-Wagons, and all. And they're, you know, they're worth $1,000 a day to rent, and you're putting it on your credit card,
right?
Just so you know your kid will have it. So I mean, I'm sure there are people who aren't paying certain bills to make sure that their kid can go to the prom in luxury. I mean, it's an experience, and I guess they feel it's worth it. So you know, I paid for everything. So.
Well, I mean, and like I said, I think times have changed. So who knows? I mean, the thing is that when we were growing up, we always wanted to have more money than our parents.
Yeah.
We did, I feel like, our parents.
Yeah.
And maybe it goes on and on. Like, you want to have more money and you have it, so you want to spend it. And
so I mean, listen. It's whatever you think you could afford, but that question came up because I know parents can go crazy buying stuff and spending, and we're parents and grandparents. Yes. I'm sure we've been on that end where we've overspent too. So it's I'm not. No, there really is no judgment here. It's just conversation, and I was just wondering. So,
well, let me ask you a question. Did you have a good time at the birthday party?
I had a great time at the birthday party. You know, as good of a time as you could have at a 2-year-old birthday party. You know, I mean, there was lots of. Listen, there was food, there was music, the air conditioning was on. Yes. I was good.
It was fun because today it was in the 80s, but the humidity was 65. You know, one of our other grandkids' birthday was during the week, and we went to New York, and it was 105. Yeah. We were walking around in New York City, so this was a full week for us with the grands. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was a full week.
Love spending time.
We love spending time. Bye, ears.
With those guys, and they'll be, you know, enjoy it now, because at some point they're going to graduate and
they're going to be gone,
and they're going to be gone. So
out of the house.
They're you know. They're going to be out of here. Listen, speaking of graduation, I have a question for you.
Yes.
There was recently an article on social media.
Okay.
Where this stepdad was left off of a list of his graduating stepdaughter. And what I mean by that, she was granted 8 passes.
Okay.
She was granted 8 passes for graduation. And out of the 8 passes, the biological mom got 1. Her boyfriend got 1, 2 aunts got 1, the biological dad got 1 who had not been in her life, and a host of other people. So basically what it came down to, the 8 tickets were gone, and the stepdad, who had been in her life since 3, who had married her mom, was omitted from the list. What do you feel about that? And how could that have been rectified? Now, we have a blended family.
Yes, we do.
All right. And my I call him my son. I don't think I've ever addressed him as my stepson, but for the sake of this, let's talk about stepson. My stepson, when he graduated, I could not imagine not being at his graduation. I mean, I've known my stepson since he was 5. I've been in his life since he was 5. Like this young lady, he was in her life since she was 2. I can't and understand me. I'm not saying that the biological dad can't be there. I'm just saying there's no way in the world I would have been left off that list. But that's just my opinion. What do you feel about that scenario and how it went down?
That's tough, but I definitely feel like the stepdad should have been there. He should have received the invitation. I have to say that the boyfriend, I think, would be more towards maybe not getting one, only because he's the boyfriend. The rest of them are relatives. So I feel like the boyfriend, maybe you call him up, say, I'll see you after the graduation. We'll, get together and hang out. If you really want the boyfriend there and he's been in your life for like 3 years or something, maybe you're not both aunties. One of the aunties can't go. But I definitely feel like the stepdad should be there. He's been in her life since she was 2. I mean, he's had to be responsible for her since she was 2 years old. So I'm sure he's done a lot of things for her. Like, you know what I mean? Just raising her and making sure she had a good lifestyle. So I definitely feel like the stepdad should have.
I'm so far removed from this debate because to me, it's not even a debate.
It's not a debate.
And now here's the question though. Who does it fall on? Whose fault is it?
I feel like it falls on the mom.
I agree with you because the final and I'm paraphrasing and I don't want to misquote him, but the stepdad was so bothered by this that his conclusion is he's going to take his stepdaughter off of his insurance. He's going to remove her from his insurance. He's going to say, since you left me off the list, then you figure out a way to get through life, which in my opinion is an immature decision, but he's wounded. He's wounded and he's hurt. And it's just reactionary. And I'm sure once he thinks about it, he's going to change his mind. He's not going to do that. But, I'm sure he's just barking out right now. But
that's tough. I mean, yes, I think he was very upset at the beginning. And that's why he reacted that way. And that's why he said what he said.
Yeah.
But I feel like it falls on the mom because the dad, I don't know if the dad's in a life, but it's in the kid's life, but the stepdad is in a life. That's your spouse.
He can't be
your partner.
Yeah.
You got to have his back. And if your child is saying, well, I don't want to give a invitation to my stepdad. Wait a minute. Hold on. He been in your life since you was 2. He did this, and this. He made sure you had food on the table and clothes on your back and
health insurance.
I mean, how do you? No, we're not doing that. Figure out which one you don't want to come because he's coming. And that's what I would have said. And I would have left it at that. And I would have put it back on her. You figure out which one you don't want to come. Her, him, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, real simple. Mom, grab 2 tickets. This is for me. This is for your stepdad. Yep. Your other 6, you do whatever you want to do with it. You figure it out.
Because that ain't even going to be an issue over here. I wouldn't even put him in that situation. Like, I can't.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, and you tell us your opinion, guys. What do you think? But I saw that story and I'm like, wow, we were so lucky with a blended family. Our kids got along great. And when we met, her son was 5, my daughter was 3. And there really wasn't this time to blend things in. We just kind of got together and said, listen, this is your brother, this is your sister. You guys got to get along. You're not going to fight amongst each other. It is what it is. We're fortunate because both of our kids were like, okay, whatever. You're my sister.
You laid down the rules.
And we went forward with that. And I can't, here we are 33 years later.
Right. I
can't ever remember them having a fight.
I don't remember them having a fight, but I also think it's because the way we set the standards, the way we set we had to put things in place to make sure that they parameters. Got along and that we were going to have a blended family that got along. Like when it came to discipline, we didn't just go up and say, let's go talk to Manny and I'm going to say this and you're going to say that. We talked about it first before we presented it to Manny and we had a conversation with him. But at the end of the day, we knew that we had each other back and this is the punishment. This is what's going on. Your dad and I already talked about it and this is what's going to happen. It wasn't like you would start talking and then I chimed in and be like, well, maybe we don't want to do that. No, we made that decision together. And I think that's important. And at the end of the day, I think that's what that mom should have done. The mom should have sat down with the stepdad and been like, listen, I got you. We're going to have tickets for both of us. She going to have to decide who she's taking out because this is not even going to be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we came into it blind just like most couples do. Right. Most couples know what they want. I think they think it through maybe. But we came into it blind like everybody else. And there were so many factors. We were on the same page. Our kids were on the same page. Maybe it's genetics. Maybe it's gender. Maybe we had 2 girls. It'd have been a whole different story.
It might have been more like this because girls are very...
Yeah, girls fight over everything.
We can be a little...
Guys, we don't
temperamental.
care.
We can be a little... I don't know. Girls just...
Catty.
Yes, catty and petty.
Irritated. The list goes...
She looked at me the wrong way. She took this. She took my lip gloss. Da, 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 da. And it's like, oh my God, just get along. So maybe it's because they were 2 different genders. One was a guy, one was a girl.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And then there's other emotional things I'm sure that come into play. But we say all of that to say, you know what? We got lucky. 33 years in, our kids are getting along.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I've never seen
been an issue
our kids have a fight with each other. So
we did something right.
I guess we did something right. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we didn't do everything right, but I think
we did something right.
Maybe we at least got that right. So that's good.
You know what I want to talk about?
What? So
someone had approached me and asked me, we're married. But they asked me about the whole single thing and they said, I'm single and dating is hard and what kind of advice would you have? And it's and I'm like, well, I'm married.
They wanted advice for how to not be single or what?
I think it sounded more like how not to be single. But
so they're
a single person.
Okay.
And they want advice on, I guess, how to get to that marriage point. How to get to the point of being married.
Okay. I'm just
what
trying to get clarity.
What can I do? And it's, I can only tell you about like when I was dating, how...
You were dating in the 1990s, man. Are you serious? Dating has changed.
I know it's changed.
You got swipe left and
I don't know about the dating apps and stuff. I don't date. I have never been on a dating app. So I can only tell you about what I know about. And I don't know, I haven't been single it's been forever.
Yeah.
Probably high school. I don't know. It's been a long time, but
I didn't even think about that because if you think about all of the relationships as they go together, okay. So I was single in 1980.
Oh God, I don't even know.
6-ish, somewhere around there.
I mean, if you dated in high school and you was that person that you dated with somebody and then broke up and got with somebody else like a month later or 2 months later, you really didn't have that time in between to really get to know yourself or whatever, anything like that.
Right.
So once you got out of high school, if you started dating again and it was long term,
serial dater.
You just, I don't know if it's serial dater or you just, trying to fill yourself out and figure out what you want in a relationship, what you don't want in a relationship.
Okay.
And then you're with somebody and then a long time and then you get married. Then, it's been a long time. But what I could say is, anyway, to those single people, I think the key is to know what you want in a relationship, what you don't want in a relationship. If you've dated more than one person, you can easily tell, like, I like this about that person. I didn't like that about that person. I like this about this person. And then take all the things you like and put it together and say, this is what I want in a person. You know what I mean?
So if you're single,
right,
and you're thinking about the marriage part of it.
I think if you're thinking about who you want to date, next, or the potential.
We haven't got to marriage yet.
No, haven't got to marriage yet.
Okay.
A potential person you want to date. I think you need to know what type of person you want to date. No, you just gonna just date people just to date them. You should have things that you like, a little list of stuff you want, in that person. And understand, as you get older, guys, those lists start to shrink.
See, that was what I.
You can't be like, I got 15 things I want them to have.
In my 20s, when I was really dating,
right?
She had to be fine,
right?
All right. I don't know if I cared that she was smart. All right. She had to be fine. She had to be fine. And she had to be fine. I mean, that was, because in your 20s, like, what
maybe that's most guys.
You're not, but I will say this. I got in a very serious relationship in my early 20s, which is probably why I didn't last. Because when you're in your early 20s, the only thing you know is that I want somebody fine, and you don't think long term, like, at least I didn't. I didn't think long term about, am I going to get a house with this person? Am I going to have children with this person? What are they going to be like? How am I going to evolve in life with this person? What are your life goals? What are you going to be in 15 years? Where are you going to be?
Right.
Like, I didn't go through that process.
Well, probably not in your 20s, like right after high school. You're probably not thinking like that, but you are dating people and there's things about them you might not like. And you saying, like, you know what? If I break up with this person, I know I don't want them to be like this, that. Like, the one thing you and I, when we first started dating, one thing I told you is I always want to be with somebody that makes me laugh. Like, I want somebody that makes me laugh. And I'm not saying I got to laugh all day, every day, but I need that person that's going to bring some joy in my life. Like, I'm a happy person.
Do I make you laugh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
people don't think I'm a funny guy for some reason. So.
Well, I know. You on the outskirts, you seem very serious.
That's the face.
But
that's the face.
But they don't know you because you don't allow everybody in your circle.
I don't.
So
I don't.
If they don't know you and you haven't allowed them in the circle,
this is tough for me.
Then they're not going to get to know you, and they're not going to know that other side of you.
Right.
And when you let that person in your circle, if they ever mess up, oh God forbid.
Well, okay. Before we continue the dating thing, quick backstory. I don't know if people believe in zodiacs and things like that. I'm not even sure if I believe in it, but I know when they talk about the traits of a Scorpio, I know I carry a lot of them. And the one trait that's probably most important to me is loyalty. Loyalty is so strong to me, is so important to me. And I feel like if you are a loyal person, like a blood oath loyal person, we will be friends forever. I have 3 guys that I'm friends with, and I know with one phone call, they would do absolutely anything for me, and that's important to me. Now, there are people that I have let in my circle other than those 3, but I don't have many friends, but I have, and they have let me down. They have not kept that level of loyalty. And there's a million things you could do to disrespect that loyalty level. But once you do that and I'm done with you,
he's done with you. But this is the thing too, though. I feel like remember I said the older you get, I also feel like the less people you have in your circle, your true circle. Like when we were growing up, everybody was friend. Oh, that's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend. And over the years, you start to realize that's not really my friend because something might have happened. They show their true colors and stuff like that. You're like, I know that person, but that's not my friend. And so I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing just to have maybe 3 or 4 people that you call friends.
Okay.
I don't think that's a bad thing. But as far as the zodiac thing, yes, that's a Scorpio. Yeah. That's the way they are.
And I didn't mean to get off track, guys, but when she was talking about dating and stuff like that, I thought about that immediately. So, but in regards to dating, I'm glad that I don't have the patience for it. And at the age that I'm at now, I don't know what I want. Honestly, I don't know. I want her. That's what I want in my life. But if God forbid, if something happened and she was no longer in my life, I don't even know how to put that list together.
Well, there's people that's our age that are single that want to know what it takes. What do they need to do to get to the point where they're now married to somebody and they can have the relationship, like have be married and have a wonderful relationship?
I think in my case, if I was in that situation, I would and this would be tough for me because I'm sort of introverted when it comes to this, but I would meet as many people as I possibly could. You know, I say hi to people, meet people. How are you? And I would probably be with somebody who's outside my circle. Now, I don't understand people who
date familiar people. Like,
oh my
you hang with that person all the time. Oh, I'm gonna date that person.
yeah,
Why?
it's like, you know, it's like you grow up in Mayberry, you date somebody from Mayberry, you get married to somebody from Mayberry, you know, you buy a house in Mayberry,
Yeah.
your kids live in Mayberry and go to high school and like, you know, that's not me, you know. So if I dated, it would probably be somebody outside my normal pool, I'm guessing. And you know, it would really, I would just probably date a lot of people. I would kiss a lot of frogs.
So you would date a lot of people?
I don't know.
I don't know if I would date a lot of people.
I mean, I'm not, and understand when I say date, I don't mean intimate or intimacy with them, because that's not me.
So maybe just hang out.
A germaphobe. Yeah. So
I don't know if I would say I'm dating. Maybe just hang with them, because if you're not doing anything intimate,
movies, maybe a dinner.
Yeah. Let's go to the mall.
Yeah, I might. I do that with several people. But you know, to get to first base and to man, that list would be so small. I'm just not a serial dater. I'm not that person. So
what advice would you give the single person?
If I could give advice, I would say date as many people as you can, and not intimacy. I know you
ain't got to sleep with everybody you go out with.
Please don't, you know, because you're going to be very disappointed, you know. But I would hang out with as many people as possible, and the person that you like to hang out with the most, maybe that's the place that you should start. Yeah, you know, and get into a space where I like hanging with this person, they like hanging with me. That's, you know, she's my best friend, you know, so because we love to hang out, we love to do the same things, we love to just hang out and chill, and that's who you want to be with, you know. It shouldn't be a chore.
No, it shouldn't be a chore, and I wouldn't rush to introduce them to family or parents.
Oh, heck no,
like, I think you need to take your time, make sure that's the person you want. But you know, young people have all the time in the world. Like, I don't know, maybe they don't think they do. He missed his mouth.
I know.
But you know, when you get a certain age, I think you feel like, oh my God, my clock is running out. Like, I really want to find somebody, but don't rush in and just get with somebody and just feel like.
But you know, there are a lot of people out there, and I know them because I see them, I talk to them all the time. They'd rather be in a bad relationship than to be by themselves.
Can't settle.
And I don't understand that. I know some.
Well, you just said why. They don't want to be by themselves, and they'd rather be in a bad relationship.
I don't know that anybody wants to be by themselves, but golly, man, it's like, listen, it's hard being by yourself, but it's hard being with somebody that's going to dog you around. So pick your heart. Yeah. And I'd rather it be hard by myself until I found the right person than to be with somebody who's going to dog me out or take my money or cheat or I don't have time to deal with that.
Because it's so many people in the world. And like you said, you could just hang with different people. You don't have to say, I need to date this person. You could just hang with them. If you don't want to be lonely, okay, let me sign up with a travel club and start traveling. I mean, do anything. There's so many different ways now on social media to really meet up in different groups and get to know different people. And like Lamont said, don't just stay in your town and your little circle in a bubble. You got to get out. You got to go different places and explore. And I think that's how you can meet other people. And even if you join a group of something you guys love to do together, I don't know, you're a car enthusiast. Let me join this group. Yeah. You know, we all like cars, and then you start talking and then hanging out and going to different things. You know, that's the way you can meet different people that like the same thing. Okay, now we got something in common. I might like this guy. Oh my God, we like the same foods. I mean, I think you just gotta get out there. And
it could be something as simple as bowling night. You know, I mean, if you like the most people that I know who are single,
they don't do anything.
They don't.
They don't go anywhere. They don't do anything.
They don't.
It's like, you're not going to meet anybody sitting in the house.
Oh, they absolutely think that somebody's going to come and not. Who is it? It's like, I saw this random door and figured there was a single lady behind it.
No.
Yeah, and you know, I tell people all the time, you got to get out and meet people. You know, you got to
You just gotta get out and meet people.
Yeah, it's not a hard thing to do. You have to put the work in.
Right.
If you don't put the work in, it's not going to happen. It's just that simple.
And you can't be an introvert. You got to get out the house. You got to get outside of that space, that comfort level. I think they say that all the time too about people that want to be successful. You're not supposed to stay in something that's comfortable. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. And it's hard for people to feel uncomfortable. It's hard for me to feel uncomfortable. But there's times when he's like, you can do this. Put your big girl panties on. Let's go. Yeah. So I think a lot of times we get in that space where we're like, but I'm comfortable right here. Okay, that's fine, but you got to get out. Success is uncomfortable. Yeah. It is. You got to, in order for you to succeed at anything, you have to grow in some areas that you normally don't. It might not be your wheelhouse. And it's uncomfortable. Yeah. It is. It's uncomfortable. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, we've covered a lot of topics. You think so? Today. So, why do you think that is? There's a lot in our heads going on. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to get out, man. And if there's something that you guys want us to cover, all right, reach out to us. Hit us up. Tell us what you want us to talk about. And if we use a subject or if we use a topic that you brought up, we'll send you a Lamont and Jeana. Can I get that on Lamont and Jeana live? A Lamont and Jeana live mug. As you can see, I'm using mine because it's very hot in here. It's very humid, and we have these spotlights on. They're like, oh God, it's so. We're in the studios, and what's the name of our studio? I don't know. You don't know. See, now she says she doesn't know. If I name it, then she's going, I don't like that. Let's change the name. So we're in the Hive. We're in the studio, and so I say it to say we get to use our mugs. So anyway, we covered a lot of topics. And we want you to hit us up so we can cover some things. Tell us listen, you guys drive this show. You guys said, you want us to do a blog spot and a podcast and you want us to talk about different things. So tell us what you want us to talk about. I mean, we're easy. Yeah. We're always together. So you know what? Tell us what to do. Tell us what you want to hear from us. Like what you want us to talk about. Something fun, I hope. All right. Well, listen. It's time for us to wrap it up. And, hopefully you will join us. Hit the subscribe button. Yes. So you can find out when we're going to be up again, Lamont and Jeana Live. And we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We're glad that you came here. And we look forward to seeing you down the road. Thank you so much. Peace. Peace.